Are you planning on doing like more collabs? Like, what's the future for Left to Suffer?
Absolutely, bro. So like, honestly, Left to Suffer, Lost at Last, like saved my life, and like in a very weird sense. And like, I was crying while recording, and like I was like recording with the lights off, and I just like, dude, it was like a fucking experience.
Franz left, Joe Bad left.
We didn't expect this to be a thing, you know what I mean? So like, it was just like, hey, let's all get all these dudes together. You know, you don't even know these guys, you know what I mean? We were all just like friends beforehand, and we just were like, yo, fuck it, let's have some fun, dude.
Fucking using the word overrated.
Let people win, bro.
I know.
Just fucking let people win and shut your fucking mouth, dude. Because it's just like the whole fucking time, dude.
Welcome to episode 8 of the METALBIRB Podcast, and I finally have Taylor Barber on the pod. And I'm saying finally because it's been tough to get you on the podcast, man. But, you know, between, you know, your band Left to Suffer and join the deathcore boy band, The Big Six, you've been so busy, dude. You've been so busy. How's everything going for you?
It's been going great, man. Busy is the word. That's for sure. I feel like I've just been running around trying to juggle like 1,000 things at one time, because I'm like currently working on like a song that's about to come out with Sullivan King, and then I'm doing the Big Six stuff, and then I'm also doing like Left to Suffer is about to release an album. So I'm just doing like 1,000 things all at one time, and it just feels like I'm just like trying to keep like 20 balls in the air at the same time, dude. It's just so insane.
Holy, I didn't know you were actually doing something with Sullivan King. That's so sick.
Yeah, we have a track. It's me, Sullivan King, and this other EDM artist called Vastive. And
okay.
we're like dropping a collab song on Sullivan King's new album that's coming out.
Bro, that is so sick.
It's a heater. I dropped a little clip of him playing it on his little back-to-back set at Lost Lands with Excision. And
what? With Excision?
Yeah, bro. Great.
Dude, I saw Excision live. Like, I almost went deaf after that show.
Because it's just like the whole fucking time, dude.
Did this all happen because Sullivan King, like, you guys, he did like a scream for you or something, right?
Yeah, so I made a TikTok while I was taking a shit one time, and I was like, yo, can I get a whole, like doing all that shit or whatever. And then he did it live at one of his shows. He was like, can I get a whole, and like stitched it. So me and him like became friends because that TikTok has like, I think almost 3 million views.
Oh, shit.
And so like me and him were like, yo, sick, dude. Like obviously people like to see us together. So the first thing that happened is I went out, we played a show in Houston. And then the next night, Sullivan King just so happened to be playing in Houston. And so we stayed in Houston and, shut up. So we stayed in Houston, and then the next night he was like, yo, I'll guest list you in the band. So we went to the show. I like went out live with him in front of like a couple thousand people and did like the whole thing with him live at the end of his set. So that was like the beginning of like our friendship. And then, you know, we stayed in touch. And then like a couple months ago, I'd probably say like 4 or 5 months ago, he like hit me up and he was like, yo, bro, like put some screams on this song. And I was like, okay, like hell yeah. and then it came out like insanely like sick, dude. And I was just like, he was stoked on it, I was stoked on it. So then now long story short, he got it mixed, he sent it to me, and now we're just prepping to put out a banger together, which is sick.
Bro, that is actually so sick. You're kind of, well, it's already kind of been bridged, but you're bridging that gap even more of EDM and metal. I know Sullivan King totally does too. The dude like shreds on guitar too, so.
Yeah, I'm also doing another one that hasn't been done yet, but me and Keizo
nice.
Are doing a track together as well, so.
Yeah, and he's worked with like Spencer and them from like Under Oath.
Yeah, and Adam Warren too on his last album. So yeah, life's been pretty insane recently. Pretty much. Well, it's been a lot of shit going on for sure.
I know. For people that are just like listening in, we've been trying to set up this podcast for a while. This has been the toughest podcast to do. Just to get some time from you has been tough. But man, I'm stoked that you're here. I don't know where to start because you have so many things going on. Maybe let's just talk about Left to Suffer, because actually before we talk about like what's going on, I want to say something that's really cool about you guys behind the band is that I made a video for the song Loathe, right? like, I don't know, 3 years ago, and I didn't necessarily like love the song, but you guys still commented on it. And you guys were just still stoked that I made a video for it. And I thought that was so sick that you guys actually took time to comment and were still like respectful about it. And then it made me appreciate you guys even more. So then, you know, now actually hearing that from you guys, it made me kind of want to check out your next stuff. And then the On Death EP, I think I'm saying that right. Like that EP was, On Death, yeah, that EP was sick, man. I'm like, okay, this is like what I like. This is the stuff.
That was visceral, bro. That EP is very emotionally embedded into my system for a lot of reasons.
Yeah, it's like, you know, depression and anger and all that stuff. Yeah. Well, I think that's honestly probably why it's like so sick too. There's something like super passionate behind it, and also it's got some sick grooves and breakdowns in it too.
Yeah, and the hella sick features with Rio, Lockie, and Tom Barber all in the same EP.
Oh, dude, okay, so you have so many fucking collabs, and I think that's really cool. Even like your first album had like CJ, Signs of the Swarm, Bro Job on it, and then like you're now had like that DNR song with Will and Ricky Hoover too. So like,
yeah,
I think that's really cool. And so with new Left to Suffer, are you planning on doing like more collabs? Like, what's the future for Left to Suffer?
Absolutely, bro. So like, you know, I'll say it here first since you're cool and I fuck with you. We have some pretty insane features on our album that's about to come out. We have Kim Dracula on a song.
What?
We have I'm actually currently working with Poor Stacy to be on a song. And then also I'm trying to think of the other one. Oh yeah, Joe Bad's on Primitive Urge. So then that one's on the album. So there's like a bunch of really cool stuff that like we're doing, you know, with our music, trying to like branch out and just like, we don't have a label, so we don't have pressure to write anything specific. So we're just kind of like fucking around and doing whatever we want to do basically all the time. And I think that's like what's cool about Left to Suffer is that we get to like pretty much just like sit down on a computer and be like, all right, bro, like, what are you feeling? All right, cool, write it. Let's go. Like I mean, at one point we could probably release like a song that's like a super ballad and it wouldn't be like super left field, you know?
That's so sick. I love that too. And I know that you're capable of it too. I just learned about Poor Stacy for the first time. So that's a hip hop artist. And I actually think that's so sick. It's like what Polyphia did with their record by like doing a whole bunch of collabs with like hip hop artists. I know.
Yeah, we're actually working. So past the album, we've started like kind of preliminary stages working with Morgoth Beats. He's like produced for like MGK, Juice World, like a whole bunch of like rappers and stuff. He actually just did the new Of Sulfur album. Yeah, so we're working kind of in like tandem with him, and we're gonna drop a mixtape, which basically has a lot of like hip hop influence, but like heavy as fuck at the same time, but with like big choruses. And we're gonna like, you know, currently attempting to have like a different rapper on each song, and we have like ends with like a couple ideas with like Snot, Wiz Khalifa, B.O.B. and a bunch of other like artists and stuff that we're gonna try to like get into the album and stuff. So
holy shit, that's actually so sick, because like something that like I'm an advocate for is like these like elitists that like kind of like, you know, metal has to be sounding a certain way. There can't be cleans. There can't be anything. But the genre it'll never fucking evolve. It'll just stay sounding the same. It'll never be more relevant. And then everyone who wants to like succeed and, you know, make some money won't, because it's going to be the same thing for the same crowd all the time. So having all these hip hop artists, I think that is so fucking cool. Makes me more excited.
We're obviously gonna, you know, stay heavy. We're not like straying away and becoming a pop band. You know what I mean? But, like,
of course.
You know, it's still we just like to grow. You know, it's fun because we're all from Atlanta, so like hip hop is very embedded in our like blood from like growing up around here.
Yeah.
That, you know, I grew up on like Ludacris and T.I. and T-Pain and, you know, Lil Jon and like all this like crunk ATL vibe music, and like Migos came out while I was like starting to do music, you know what I mean? So there's like a lot of things in Atlanta that really like influenced me, especially like vocally. Like my patterns and stuff were very like you know what I mean? So it's like very
okay, cool.
It's not rappy, but it's influenced by hip hop, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, how'd you get into metal then?
I actually have like an older brother that like he growing up, he just showed me like Attila and Asking Alexandria and all of these like heavy bands or like heavyish bands or whatever. And then I got into Whitechapel and Thy Art Is Murder, and like I kind of grew after that. And I was like, yo, this is fucking sick. And then I was homeless for 2 years, and I was in my fucking Jeep, and I was like trying to just like fuck around and scream. And I like kind of figured out that I was like decent at it like very early. And I like totally lied to get into my first like local band. Like they were like, yo, dude, like, can you scream? And I'm like, fuck yeah, I can scream. and then like I just like showed up at practice, and I just became the vocalist. And like they were like, yo, you're sick. And I'm like, oh yeah. But I like lied my ass off. I was like 19, I think, or something like that. And I was like, yeah, I'm 21, dude. Like, and I was just like lying to get myself out of my situation because I like really wanted to do music.
Yeah.
And so I was like, any cost, bro. Like, I'm just gonna fucking figure it out. And I fucking slithered my way in there, and then fucking, the rest was history. I just kept fucking grinding my ass off,
That's sick. I want to know, how'd you get out of homelessness though?
Dude, so basically I went to college. I played football in college for like a year and like a season or two. And I got kicked out because I just was like, yo, fuck this. And I stopped going to class. And I came back home. My mom was like, yo, if you're not going to college, you can't live here. I was like, fuck, okay. So I just packed all my shit into my Jeep, and I just kind of was like kind of couch surfing, living in my car for like a year and a half. And then I found my way into like an extended stay motel. So like I wasn't completely homeless, but I was still, not living very well.
Drifter.
And I met Lost at Last, which is like what Left to Suffer was before we became Left to Suffer. And they were called Lost at Last, and they were another local band. And I was in this other local band called Imperishable. And I just like through local shows and stuff, like became friends with them. And I was actually at this chick's house that I was like seeing at the time, and Peter, who is my guitarist, and Jacob, who is my other guitarist, fucking Peter calls me while I'm at this girl's house, and he's like, yo man, like, what are you doing? And I like maybe had talked to Peter like 4 times, so like I didn't really know him, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I was just like, I'm chilling with this chick. He was like, I need to pull up and talk to you. I was like, okay, like what the hell? Like confused as fuck. He was just kind of like super like not forward with what he wanted. He was just like, yo, I need to pull up and show you something, and I was like, okay, cool, whatever. He pulls up and shows me our first EP that I ended up tracking vocals on, and he was like, yo, what do you think? Do you want to join the band? I was like, fuck yeah. Quit my local band like the second I left the car. I like got out of the car, and I was like, yo dude, like I'm joining this other band, sorry, I love you guys, peace. They hated me for it, whatever. We have since made amends. I'm friends with those guys now, but at the time it was very kind of shitty. It was shitty on my end because I just straight bailed. You got to do
what you got to do though, too.
Right, and I was just like, dude, like getting out of a homeless situation, bro. You kind of have to live on like dog eat dog time. Like it's pretty much you're fighting for survival pretty much at all times of the day. So yeah, and then the drummer Levi was like, yo man, you can move in like 2 days later. So I ended up moving in with Levi into this like real shady trailer. But like after that I wasn't homeless anymore, and like they just kind of pulled me out of the dirt, dude. Like honestly, Left to Suffer, Lost at Last like saved my life like in a very weird sense.
Holy shit, that's actually such a wicked story. And like
bro, my come up was not pretty, bro.
You had a legit come up. Like most people are just like still like in their like parents' basements, and then they kind of like work their way up. But you actually started from the bottom, so that's actually so sick. Like, and the thing is, like, it's so cool because you guys are definitely growing. But even you, like, you're talking about how you're collabing with Kim Dracula, and that guy's like a TikTok star. That guy's like huge, man. And so I noticed that your Instagram and stuff, you're going at it. Same with your TikTok. You're like 100,000 followers on TikTok, which is insane. Yeah. So like, that's what I mean. You're like really actually leveraging your brand, social media, and actually growing with it. Man, what's it been like to kind of grow your Instagram and TikTok like that?
It's been a grind, man. Like I enjoy making like videos and stuff, but I just kind of, I never really found like a need to do it up until we met our manager. And with it, who's Jeff Menig, he basically like was what pulled us out. He like I hit him up, like I fucking was like staying with one of my family members for like a week or two while I was like in between, like when I was moving out or whatever, right before Left to Suffer got formed. So this is like 2 years into Lost at Last. And I literally called him, or I texted him one night, and it was right when we tracked Burden and like we had the music video for it. And that was like the first song we ever wrote, like as the band that we were together, because they had a bunch of music written before I joined. But so this is like the first song that we all wrote together and like did a music video for and did it the right way. And I was just like, yo, I like want to put this out correctly and not just like blast it into the ether and, you know, figure it out later. And so I hit him up and he was just like, yo, dude, like, let's talk. He was interested. He was like, I'm not managing you guys, because he managed Sworn In and a bunch of other like bands back in the day. So like he was like, I'm not managing another band again. And I was like, okay, cool, whatever. And so he was like our marketing advisor for like at first. And then he like, we just became really good, like and close with him. And he was like, all right, cool, I'm managing you guys after a while. Made us change our name. He was like, yo, dude, like you need to fucking get on TikTok and like do all this stuff on the internet. And I was already kind of doing it, but like not, I was definitely not on TikTok. He's the one who told me that, like, yo, you need to get on TikTok. And I was like, okay. And I was kind of like weird at first because I was trying to find my niche, and I was like, I don't know what to do on this app. And I posted like a lot of stupid videos and shit at first. And then I finally found my niche or whatever. And I was like, okay, cool. This is what people want to see from me. And then I just drove it into the fucking ground. And now I have 100,000 fucking followers on the app, dude. That's pretty much all that happened. I just became like, you know, I just got consistent with it. I just started like, you know, finding a groove of like making content, posting content, and like being on top of my shit.
It's easier said than done, though, because it is a grind. It's a lot of the same thing over and over. Like, obviously, me doing the reaction videos all the time, it's like the same thing over and over, but that's
what get it.
People want to see. I'm like,
like some days you're like, fuck, do I really want to do this? You know what I mean? You're like, I got to do it. You know what I mean?
That's why I do the podcast. It's a nice change of pace from all the reactions. But But yeah, no, that's awesome that the TikTok's been going well. So is your marketing guy that kind of like got you into it, eh?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so like with TikTok, do you plan on doing more things outside of it, like, or just going to be sticking to like vocal covers?
Oh no, I'm gonna try to turn it into like a whole thing. I don't know really what direction I want to go in right now. I'm just kind of using it as posting clips of me doing crazy sounds, and then people are like, "Oh my god!" And I'm like, "Hell yeah!" You know what I mean? Like, you know, a couple hundred followers here, a couple hundred followers there, and then a video will blow up, and I get like 20,000 followers out of nowhere, and it's like, you know, it's just kind of like a minefield, bro. You're just like consistently throwing out mines until one of them explodes, you know?
Has it translated over to like Left to Suffer streams and stuff?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, I mean, our like 2 of our songs like went viral on TikTok, which is what started the band, to be honest. Like, yeah, because Loathe popped off because it got put into some weird TikTok transition song where it was like mixed with like a rap song, and then it was like the breakdown that was like dun, dun, meow, dun, 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 meow, 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 that fucking shit. That shit popped off on fucking TikTok, and then that song got like pretty big, and then Anger came out, and then the "Fuck Your God and His Only Son" line like took over the fucking TikTok world for a minute, and that got like hella viral on TikTok, and then now we have like 3 million fucking streams on that shit on Spotify.
What?
Yeah, so fucking TikTok was definitely a very big base, and is a big base for our fan base and mine as well. So,
well, the thing is, like, so many other bands are not leveraging it, so that's why I think.
Yeah, I mean,
cool.
it was way better at first before now everybody's on TikTok. You know what I mean? It's like at first it was like super random and anything could blow up at any point. Now it's like way harder to like have a moment on TikTok because there's just so much going on. So like all of like Lorna Shore and us and all of these other bands that like really like popped on TikTok, like we're on the front wave of like when it was like cool to do that. And it's like way harder to do it now. It's not impossible, but it's definitely a bigger pool of things to try to pick from.
Yeah. Well, do you know the YouTuber Mr. Beast? That's super cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, of course. So that guy, he said something pretty cool. Is like, this is like the only time in social media where you can actually go trending on all platforms. Usually it's just like one, your YouTube video does super well, but you post that TikTok, you post the same thing on Instagram Reels, you post the same thing on YouTube Shorts. It could do all well. For me, it's like hit or miss. Like I might do like a sleep token video that blows up on TikTok, and then I'll do the same thing on Instagram. It'll get like 10 times less the amount of views or something. It's weird, but like at least like you have all the options to kind of like try out all these different platforms.
Well, because you'll derive traffic from anything at this point, you know what I mean? So like if it pops off on one platform, it could like drive streams or views to some other platform, which is what like was in symbiosis with TikTok and Spotify for us. It was like it popped off on TikTok, so it drove the fuck out of our streams. Like we watched it happen. Like there was like a video that went viral with anger, and then we were like, holy fuck, we had like our biggest single day streams ever because all these people are checking out the song from TikTok. And then the same thing, like we'll have random pops where like some bigger TikTok artist will fucking use our sound, and then it'll be like boom, we get like an extra like 5,000-6,000 streams out of nowhere, and we're like, oh, okay, sick.
Yeah, it's wild, man. It's weird.
It is wild. It's very, very hard to wrap my mind around sometimes.
Well, is this how you got into like the Big Six? Is it just like from a big following? And like, I'm curious to know how that happened.
So yes and no. I think obviously like my following helps, it definitely helps my case, but it's like I was friends with Tyler from Traders, and he was like the one who like conceptualized the whole thing, because we talked about, yo man, let's get all these vocalists together and just do content. And because it was at first we were just like, yo, let's just do content together, get a house, like we'll get an Airbnb and like vibe out and like do whatever. And then that turned into, yo, let's make a boy band. And Tyler was like, okay, Sweetwater's involved. Now we have all these vocalists who are hyped on it. Then we're going up to Sweetwater. We're in Sweetwater. We're recording. And we're like, fuck it. Let's just make an EP and like drive it out. You know what I mean? Let's see if people like it. And then we popped it on the internet. And then fucking every news outlet that was around picked it up. And then we had like a moment on the internet where everybody's talking about the fucking Big Six. And that was just like a whole moment where we were like, holy fuck. Like, okay, people care about this, And then, had some bumps and shit. But now we're vibing, like we're about to start fucking cooking out merch and music and all sorts of shit. So
no way. So you didn't actually expect that to happen for you guys to blow up like that?
Oh nah, dude. We were literally just doing it for fun, bro. We were just like, yo, let's just get together and vibe and make music. And if people care about it, then cool. But if not, then like whatever, we're still having fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I think another thing then, it's like the Sweetwater videos, like the video quality is like super high quality,
crazy,
right?
Bro.
Yeah.
Dave Dunshire is a fucking madman, bro. He was like following us everywhere, like paparazzi style, like filming everything we're doing and like all this like behind the scenes footage and shit. And it just came out really cool. And we had like all these weird moments, like the moment where I'm like, you know what I mean? Like popped off on all my fucking shit. Now I'm still getting traffic from that video. Like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it sounds like you guys, well, at least you kind of undermined like how it could blow up, right? You guys just hanging out, want to just like,
yeah, we just didn't know. You know what I mean? We were just like, maybe people will care. Maybe people won't care. You know what I mean? Like, It doesn't matter. Like, we're just chilling. You know what I mean? We don't really have anything riding on this. Like, we got to go up to Sweetwater for basically free, so it was just like, whatever. Like, we're just chilling, like, writing music together. And then people were like, holy fuck, all these dudes are together. And we were like, oh, okay, cool. People care.
Well, yeah, it's like from my end, right? I'm the music like consumer. You're the music maker. So I'm like, holy shit, 6 of the like the biggest like deathcore vocalists are getting together. And especially when deathcore is doing so fucking well, right? Like it's like it hasn't been this relevant since like the Suicide Silence days, right? So like,
and I don't even think it was that relevant then, bro.
Yeah, dude, I know.
Yeah.
It's hard to say, but yeah, I think like it's even more relevant now. So the fact that, you guys were kind of blowing up, I think it was expected. But at the same time, is it possible for you to like delve into like some of the things that's been going on? Like Franz left, Joe Bad left, and I think Tyler said like it's label things, right? Or is there more to it than that?
Yeah, so the Joe Bad thing was a label thing. There was just like shit that happened that prevented him from being able to be a part of it and have his likeness be a part of it. The Franz thing, there was just things that happened where he just had to step down. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Like, we're all learning on how to like have all of these, significant people in the room together. You know what I mean? And there's obviously other things that happen outside of our control that we can't control. And we didn't expect this to be a thing. You know what I mean? So like, it was just like, oh shit, like now we have a thing that's on our hands and we're just trying to like deal with everything the best way that we can. And like, dude, I'm 25 years old. You know what I mean? So I have fucking no idea what I'm doing half the time. And like all of us have never been in like a band where every member has like such a significant following that it's like we have to like cater to every single person. You know what I mean? And so it's hard to like do that. But like now that we've gotten everything out of the way, I think now we have a situation that's like super manageable and everyone's like vibing and everything's fine. So
yeah, so that's exactly it. Like you didn't expect it to kind of happen, so everything's kind of like being scrutinized a little bit through like the online media.
The internet's always gonna have some shit to say, bro. I'm very aware of that, and that's fine. I don't really care at the end of the day.
Yeah, and like
people are gonna hate, people are gonna love it, and that's just like the way of the world with anything, dude. There's always two sides to everything.
Yeah, exactly. But you're doing more good than anything. Like you're obviously making deathcore even more relevant by having like a deathcore boy band.
Yeah, bro. You know what I mean? We're just vibing, dude. It's all out of fun, bro. No one's out here like trying to be like, oh man, like this is like the fucking biggest thing ever, and we're the best fucking vocalist to ever fucking walk the earth. You know what I mean? Like that was never a thing.
But another thing that's cool is that it shows that you guys are like collabing, and it's more like a community instead of like a competition.
It's a homie thing, bro. Every single person that's in the like, you know, the quote unquote big six right now, we're all friends outside of the situation. It's not like a business thing. You know what I mean? Like there was not like a label that hit us up and they were like, hey, let's all get all these dudes together. You know, you don't even know these guys. You know what I mean? We were all just like friends beforehand, and we just were like, yo, fuck it. Let's have some fun, dude. And now it's a whole thing. So
dude, I'm glad that
I get recognized at stores because of the big six now,
what?
bro. Like I'll walk into Kroger and people will be like, bro, like, holy fuck, you're like in the big six. And I'm like, yeah, dude, I also have a band. Like,
yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, well, it's expected too, but I think that's so cool that it's a community thing too, because I think what you just said is important, because I feel like there are going to be like a lot of like nihilistic people out there that are like, oh, it's like a label plan, like this is just a marketing stunt or something. But the fact that you guys are all just homies, didn't expect this to kind of blow up, and it did, just kind of goes to show like, yeah, you guys are all just kind of learning. Everyone is, like, even me too, like this podcast thing. Like I also am doing a podcast, I'm interviewing other reactors, so in my space I don't want to make it seem like we're all competing with one another, because sometimes the audience thinks that like, oh, this person's trying to like do something better than the next person. Like no, like
yeah, because it's not like that, dude. Like it's never like that. Everyone's just vibing in their own lane. And like, you know, if some people get bigger than the other, then like, I'm fucking, dude, like I love watching my friends succeed, dude. Like I love watching, like, dude, like what Will and Lorna Shore are doing right now. Will's like one of my best friends, dude. Yeah. I love watching that dude fucking win. You know what I mean? Like, cause like at the end of the day, from a business perspective, even if I was looking at it that way, it's helping my band. You know what I mean? Like I don't even, there's no point of me being like, oh, fuck that guy. You know what I mean? Like, dude, like, who cares? Like, if they're gonna fucking keep getting big to the point where they're touring with fucking MGK, I'm gonna be like, fuck yeah, bro. Like, keep going, please, for the love of God. Like, that's so sick.
Exactly, dude. Exactly. I recently made like a post that's doing pretty well, where it's just like calling you got to stop calling bands overrated. Like even like Lorna Shore. Lorna Shore is overrated. Like stop fucking using the word overrated.
Let people win, bro.
I know.
Just
like
fucking let people win and shut your fucking mouth, dude. I've gotten so close to exploding on the internet so many times, but I've just been like,
do it.
I'm gonna pick my battles. You know what I mean?
Do
like,
it.
I don't want to, because like, bro, there's been a few times I've fucking gone to war on Twitter or some shit where I've been like, I fucking believe in this wholeheartedly, and then I just get fucking drugged and been like, oh, this guy's a fucking idiot. Like, he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. I'm like, dude, whatever, man.
Yeah, I get that. There's times where I feel like some of these opinions are good to share, though. So like, the fucking Lorna Shore is overrated. I am like, this needs to be put out there. I'm so sick of seeing these comments, and most of the people do like it, but then you get these little turds that like, what the fuck was that?
What'd you say? Sorry, there's a huge fucking car that just ran past me.
Oh, is that it? It sounded like a fucking goblin.
Yeah, it was like fucking going down the road. I was like, holy shit.
No. I guess I was just going to say there's always like little turds that comment like,
bro, it's the basement dwellers, bro. They're gonna exist everywhere, bro. I've just like, now that I've put myself on the internet to the extent that I have, I know that people hate me for whatever fucking weird reason that they have in their head. They're just like, oh, this guy uses effects on his fucking videos on the internet, and they're blowing up. Like, why does this guy even have a following? You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm just like, bro, fuck you. Like, whatever, dude.
But I guess like it'd be, you know, I think it'd be cool if you actually said some of these opinions. I don't know if it hurt your brand or not, depending on what you say. But
I just hate conflict, bro.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I posted it on my Twitter the other day. I was like, bro, why can't people just choose love, dude? Can we just please, like, at one point get to a point where everyone's like, damn, I'm not gonna fucking just talk shit about this because I hate it. You know what I mean? Like, just be like, yo, man, I don't know what the fuck you're doing, but like, stoked for you. You know what I mean? It's never like that. It's always like, yeah, man, why the hell does Lorna Shore fucking go? You know what I mean? Like why? Like, why do people like that shit? You know what I mean? Just let people like things, dude. Like, shut the hell up and just move on, dude. Go listen to your fucking music. No one's telling you to listen to these fucking bands, dude. Who cares?
I'm going to clip this and post it on social media.
That's fine. I don't give a shit, bro. Honestly, I'm saying it on the podcast. This is a public forum, bro. You can clip whatever you want. I don't care.
There we go. But that's the shit that people need to hear. So I like that. Man, let's talk about like just like deathcore in general, because deathcore is getting more relevant, and there's a lot of things that are happening within the scene. Clean vocals and just like collabs. Now you're talking about hip hop. Like, what do you think of the modern deathcore scene in comparison to how it was before?
I think that as it's getting bigger, I'm trying to figure out a way to put this correctly. I think as it's getting better, there's people who are loving it, and like that fan base is growing, right? Where there's people who are like accepting to like the like changes, and the new fans that come in who are like, holy fuck, I didn't know deathcore could sound like this. There's a bunch of that. But I think at the same time, I think that the older, not like older generation, but like the fans who are fans of deathcore before it started this revolution, like need to be more susceptible to change. Because if they're not susceptible, to change, they're just going to keep fighting this new fan base. And they're going to like, all these new fans are going to be like, man, I hate deathcore. You know what I mean? Dude. Like, they're going to be like, man, like their fans suck. You know what I mean? And I don't think anybody wants that. Like, why are you trying to pigeonhole and gatekeep these bands from growing? I never understood that. That shit makes no sense to me. Like, if they're just like, oh man, that band needs to stay underground. Like, honestly, whoever says that shit, fuck you, dude. Like, dead ass. Like, you need to fucking reevaluate your situation and let bands fucking grow and evolve and change, because that's what's gonna happen. Dude, Bring Me the Horizon is a fucking staple to that, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that band was heavy as balls when they came out, and they progressively changed, and now look how big they are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're massive, dude. Like, Bring Me the Horizon is doing fucking collabs with Ed Sheeran, bro.
And they haven't abandoned the metal.
And they still do. Ollie still openly talks about how dope metal is.
Yeah.
Dude. You know what I mean? And it's just like, I don't understand where all these like random kids on the internet are just like, man, why the fuck is this guy singing, bro? He needs to just scream all the time and never change. Yeah. Like, bro, go listen to another band. Get off the internet. Go touch some grass, dude.
I like what you said about like the old fans that are also being kind of gatekeeping, but it's so true, because those new fans will be like, oh, this fan base is kind of like shitty. They're a little bit toxic.
Yeah, and they're not going to want to go to shows, and they're not going to want to openly talk about these bands on the internet, because their old fans are going to come through and be like, fuck you, idiot. You know what I mean? And it's just like, bro, get over yourself, man.
Dude, you need your own show, man.
I really do. I'm animated when I talk about music. I love music, dude.
Oh, I love it too, but yeah, you tell it straight, and I like that.
Yeah, bro. I don't care, man. Like, when I first started like really like getting into music, bro, I was really like scared of conflict. I was always just like, oh yeah, you know, okay, like that's your view, like whatever, you know what I mean? And I would never say anything. But now, man, like if I ever get brought something and someone's just being a turd, bro, I'm going to be like, yo, dog, you're being a turd. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? Yeah. And like, so I've just gotten to a point where I'm not afraid to express myself, you know?
Same. So like, I've always been like, I guess like the honest channel that's not afraid to criticize a song, but
I respect that. That's why I fucking commented that shit on your fucking thing. I was like, damn. This man isn't just like out here trying to stroke egos, dude. He's like, yo, dude, I didn't like this song. And I was like, you know what, bro? I fucking respect you for saying that shit on a video.
Yeah, and I do it out of the betterment for the scene. Like, I try to provide like what I think is like constructive criticism. Like,
which is what everyone should do. Be real, bro. But put your real like self into your art. You know what I mean? Whatever you do, whether it's music, it's reactions, it's actual, you're drawing, like whether like whatever the fuck your art form or what you're doing is, bro, like you need to just be 100% genuine, because people at the end of the day want your genuine self, and they don't want some synthetic bullshit that you're just pushing to make content. Like that's never going to be a thing that's going to catch and like make you different. You know what I mean? I think that your growth comes from you being honest and you being real. You know what I mean?
Thank you, bro.
And I respect that, bro. Like, and I see that shit. Like, there's bands who are just out here talking about, you know what I mean? Like in the same sense, right? There's bands out here that are putting out songs that are like, oh man, dude, like I'm depressed and I'm fucking sad. You know what I mean? And like then they're just like living in their mom's house, like rich as fuck. Like, bro, what are you sad about? You know what I mean? Like what struggle have you gone through that you're out here being like, man, I came from the streets. Like, it's like, bro, you don't even know the first thing about that shit. Why are you putting it into the song?
And you
like,
do.
What are you trying to do? You know what I mean? Like, you're not doing anything that's real. You're just putting out fake bullshit, dude.
Yeah. And like,
anyway, that's my soapbox. My bad, bro.
I think, well, no, dude, pandering doesn't help. I don't think people realize that getting your ego stroked, like you said, doesn't actually do anything. It just makes people feel better, but we don't actually learn. The fuck, my channel wouldn't have done well if it wasn't for like people saying things like your audio quality sucks, or like you talk too much in your intro or something. Like, yeah, people, and then I'm like, okay, maybe I do, and then I fix these little things, and I'm just getting a little bit better here and there.
Every person needs constructive criticism to grow, bro. If everyone's just out here being like, you get a participation trophy, you get a participation trophy, like no one's gonna fucking learn what's cool and what's not cool, and what people want, what people don't want, whether you're doing things right or wrong. You know what I mean? There's always like two sides of it. And if you're doing something wrong, I want someone to tell me that I'm doing something wrong. I don't want to try to cut a fucking piece of paper with kitchen tongs instead of scissors because I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, that's just not going to work.
Yeah, exactly. You seriously need your own show or something, but I love it. Okay, let's go outside of metal, because you were talking about like a hip hop influence, but your other project, Phone Booth, right?
Yeah.
Dude, like I heard some snippets of it. I'm really weird when it comes to checking out music, because like I need to save it for like reaction content. That's how I feel. But like I listened to some of this to get prepared, and like I've heard snippets on your social media, but dude, it's fucking wild how like quality that sounds. Like, it sounds so good, and it's just like, this is like the same guy that does these fucking low ass gutturals. Like, it's nuts. Like
yeah, man. I started singing, bro. Like I did chorus for 8 years of my life, you know what I mean? So like that whole like aspect of like clean singing and like me getting out, and I listen, dude, like my favorite bands, like my Spotify Wrapped was fucked. Like, dude, it was like the 1975 City Morgue, Lorna Shore, like Justin Bieber, you know what I mean? Like, it was crazy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I was just like, I listened to so many different types of music. I don't ever want to be like pigeonholed to like one genre. Like, I want to be able to write things that I want to write, and I want to get out things that I want to get out that I can't do in metal. You know, like I can't sit here and write a love song. You know, I can, you know what I mean? But like, it wouldn't come across the same like genuineness as if I put it into like clean singing. Cause like, there's definitely a different edge whenever you start screaming. You know what I mean? You feel a little bit different of emotion, and music is all just portrayal of emotions. You know what I mean? Like, music is supposed to make you feel things. And I think that most of the time, not all the time, there's definitely like specific instances that like screaming songs can like inflict like, you know, softer feelings into you, but it's a lot easier to portray the feelings through like softer music with singing and like other things. And I think that other people just, you know, everyone intakes music differently, dude.
Yeah, well, it also just sounds really, really good too. Like, obviously there's different feelings, but like the sound quality is where I'm getting at. Like, it actually sounds legit. Like, you have a great singing voice. Your vocals are fucking. One thing I really like about your vocals too, I don't think I've ever mentioned in a video, but like the enunciation, you can actually like hear like what you're saying too, and I think that actually helps evoke the feelings that you want to convey too.
Yeah, I never wanted to be the band. You know, when I started Left to Suffer, I was like, man, we got to be the heaviest thing ever. You know what I mean? And I was like really in that like pocket for a minute, and I was like, you know what I mean? And I just wanted to like make noise and, you know, girth.
Nothing wrong with that.
You know what I mean? Right. And then I just kind of got to a point where I was like, man, like, I want people to like understand what I'm saying. I want people to like listen to what I'm saying in these lyrics. Cause like, especially in like On Death, that I think is really where I like stepped into that. Like, I want people to know what I'm saying role. Because I really like, I was saying things in that EP that were so like near and dear to like the way that I felt through like a time period of my life, that I really wanted to like let people like know what I was saying. You know what I mean? So I was like, I want to over enunciate, but not be like Randy Blythe over enunciation.
Yeah.
I wanted to like do it in like an aspect of where it's like kind of talking, but you're still screaming. So you could really just understand everything that I'm saying, and people can like hold on to lyrics. Cause like, that's really where I want people to remember lines. I want people to come to shows and be like, man, like this one line like really stood out to me, and be able to recite it like just off of listening and not looking up the lyrics, you know? And I think that's where you get like the separation from like, you know, super, super fucking like heavy music where you're like, I don't know what he's saying, but I looked up the lyrics and it's cool, versus like you hear that song for the first time, like on Death, like, and you're like, man, like that dude just said some crazy shit, and I fucking like got it off of first listen, because you're getting them to understand the lyrics while they're feeling the emotion. Yeah. And I think that's where like the grasp comes, you know what I mean? Instead of having to dig for what you're saying in the music.
Yeah, and I think speaking to your buddy too, Will, like I think that's why the Lawrence Shore Pain Remains section works so well. Dude. People can actually hear like the majority of what he's saying too. That
dude's goated, man.
Yeah,
that motherfucker is literally one of the best vocalists to ever walk the earth, bro. And I'm a little biased because he's my fucking boy, but like also that dude is just ridiculous, dude.
Yeah, I'm trying to get him on a podcast. I really want to pick his brain too, but I talked to him for a bit after a show once, and he was just super chill. He was so chill.
Dude, that dude is an amazing guy, man. All those dudes at Lorna Shore are, man. I love those guys.
Yeah. But I want to go back to like the lyrics and like the people. Like, do a lot of people come up to you and say like your lyrics will like strike a chord with them?
Yeah, bro. On Death came out, and like that's when everything started happening for me. It's like I have kids that are hitting me up in my DMs like pretty much on a daily basis that are just like, man, like your music like helps me get through things, dude. And I just like, I've always wanted to be that catharsis for somebody, because I use music as my like outlet. Like this is like music and like Left to Suffer is really what I put all of my like negative thoughts and shit into. So on a daily basis, I don't have to walk around with all of this baggage on my shoulders. So I can write things out. And that's why I do vocals every day. Like dude, screaming for like fucking an hour a day, bro, you feel real good afterwards. You know what I mean? Like you're just like, damn, I got a lot of emotion out, dude. Like I don't feel like as like pissed off about random things in my life, you know? And like growing up, I had pretty serious anger problems, dude. Like I just hated things, you know what I mean? I just was very ornery, and I was angry a lot when I was a kid, and I didn't really lash out, but I like bottled it, you know what I mean? Which I think was worse. And I just like hated myself, and I hated what I was doing, and I hated people around me. And I just never told anybody for the longest time. And I think that I just became such a like gross, like mental individual that like when I started doing music and I started pouring that shit out. And honestly, like I said, like I keep referring to this, but On Death was like when I put the knife in my stomach and like let everything like fall out of me. Like that was like when I really like I let that shit go, dude. When I was recording that EP, bro, we self-recorded it and then sent it to Josh Travis to like mix it and things. And we were doing it at where I was living. And so my friend Chris had like an outdoor studio, and it's like this big barn with this like huge room, and it was really nice. And I would go out there for literally like 12 hours a day, bro, and just sit there and run over lines and write lyrics. And like I was crying while recording, and like I was like recording with the lights off, and I just like, dude, it was like a fucking experience, dude. Like I went through like a lot of like mental like change, like writing that fucking EP, bro. Like I was literally like just I was locked in, dude. Like I had a lot of emotions that I needed to get out. And after it was done, I just felt so much better, dude. I just felt like I let things go that I was holding on to for so long. And like preface to this, right? I lost someone very, very close to me in a car accident that I was in like a long time ago. And like I never got over it. You know what I mean? I still have problems with it. And he was family, you know what I mean? So like I had like a really hard time letting him go. And On Death was basically the grieving process that I went through, but I didn't want to make the EP about me, so I just put a different story onto it. You know what I mean? So that all of those emotions that were inflicted like during that storyline of what's going on in On Death, like is all the emotions that I was feeling going through you know, losing somebody and then trying to like recover, but like being like super manic and like hating everything about myself like during the process. So it was just like, dude, that fucking on Death EP is visceral, dude. Visceral.
Holy shit, man. I gotta listen to it again. It's been a minute since I've heard it, to be completely honest. And like, I'm not gonna lie, when I listen to like a lot of the music, I come from like an instrumental standpoint, right? I got the guitars behind me. So like, I want to listen to this again and listen to the lyrics, because like I hear the like lines here and there and they sound fucking sick, and I know that it's like, you know, talking about like some like mental health stuff, because like obviously anger, depression, but I didn't know the full context of it.
Yeah,
I don't do a lot of people know the full context.
Death was the last song that I tracked, and you can hear like halfway through the song, like my voice gets like kind of higher when I'm yelling, and I was literally like full blown, like tears falling out of my eyes, and like trying to get through recording that song because it was so hard, dude.
No
like
way.
It was literally it was the crazy, like I said, it was literally the craziest experience I've ever had recording anything, dude. It was insane.
That must be like the most cathartic thing, though.
Yeah, I can't even listen to that EP, bro. Like I don't listen to it because I just put it in there, and like if people can listen to it and like get through it, I can't listen to that EP all the way through, or I'll literally like start crying.
How do you feel about performing the stuff live then?
I feel like that's a little bit different because I'm performing it, you know what I mean? Not listening to it.
Yeah.
Like if I'm listening to it and I'm sitting there just like digesting what I was going through, like it's a lot harder. And if I'm just in the moment, like I feel like I'm reanimating that person that died. You know what I mean? Every time I do it live, and like I feel like the presence of him like while he's around me while I'm playing those songs, and it's very like it feels good. And we end our set every time with anger, dude, and it's always like it's a moment for sure every night.
Oh wait, you guys got to come to Canada soon.
We will. We have a lot of touring plans coming up.
Nice. Yeah. Okay. So when it comes to the deathcore stuff, I guess like the mental health kind of stuff is where I'm getting at actually. So it seems like there's been some good changes, and so with the future of Left to Suffer, what do you expect the lyrics or just like the music that you want to, the feelings you want to evoke with your new music?
Basically, man, like I talk about like understanding how to deal with, you know, being kind of mentally unstable, dude. Cause I'm pretty stable now, you know, but I can still write about like, you know, when I was struggling, and like some days are easier than others, dude. Cause I do deal with depression every once in a while. And, so I put that a lot into our music where I'm like, I talk about like, you know, overcoming things and like, being able to like cope with your emotions, and like I just talk about real things, you know. So I don't really know. It's really just like if I'm feeling a certain type of way when we're writing a song, I'll put those emotions into the song, you know. And if I'm feeling some other type of way, then I'll put those emotions into a song, you know. And then sometimes I'm just talking shit, you know what I mean? Who knows?
Well, one thing, like you're talking about how your mental health is like kind of improving. You're posting a lot of like gym selfies and things like that, and I think that is so fucking sick because I'm someone who like in high school I was like the big kid out of my group of friends. I was always the bigger guy, so I lost like 50 pounds and stuff, but then like I gained it back, and then I lost weight again, and then I got super skinny. Like I don't know, but for me, like I've eventually realized like, you know, a healthy body is like a healthy mind. So when I see those gym selfies and you posting that stuff, I'm going to like every single one of those posts because I have huge amount of respect for that. But I just want to know like what got you wanting to make changes, and like how you're feeling with these changes.
Honestly, the pandemic, dude, I just did nothing, bro. Like what, and besides like record music and do my band thing, like I was at home just like ordering Uber Eats every day and not leaving the house and like just like not doing anything, and I just like kind of just felt like shit, dude. Like I was just like, man, this is like not fun. And then I moved in with our manager actually, and my bass player, and me and him like at the tail end of us living at our last place started going to the gym and like doing meal prep and stuff, and I was like, yo, this is fucking sick. Like I fucking enjoy having something to do, get me out of the house, and like I feel good afterwards, you know what I mean? Like I chug a C4 and I go in there and I get a pump, dude, and I just feel like way better afterwards, you know what I mean? Like I don't feel like as like groggy and like tired, and like the whole day, like if you don't go to the gym, like you're just kind of like living in this fog. And it's just like, if you get your heart rate up real quick, bro, like you feel like way more alive. And it gets like, I mean, you can see it like with my content, like my content's way more fucking, like I do it almost daily now. You know what I mean? Like I'm always on it. Like I feel more productive when I get back. I'm like, yo, I could crank out a fucking vocal thing right now. No problem. And then like some days where I like wake up and I don't do that. I'm like, I'll play Rocket League, bro. I don't really feel like streaming today. And it's like I realized that, you know what I mean? So I just tried to make like a really like staple in my life. I'm like, yo, I need to like go to the gym and like do a little bit things better and like start cooking and not going out to eat and shit. Like, you know, I flub from time to time, you know what I mean? But like on most of the time I'm pretty on top of it now.
Yeah, well, the consistency is always the hard part, but what you said is so true, because like sometimes like, yeah, if I don't feel like going to the gym, then I just feel like I'm like less productive. I'm doing just other shit that, you know, I could be using my time better. And it's not like it's bad to like play video games or anything, but like when you're like, for me, when I go to the gym, then like I'm making videos, then it even helps with my videos. Like I'm feeling better. I feel like I look better.
Like, I went to the gym right before this, dude, and I'm just like, wow, you know what I mean? I'm fucking crazy, and I'm stoked. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, I put a fucking song on pause, dude. I was writing music right before this, dude. Like,
what are you doing at the gym? Like what kind of workouts?
I do like a mile on the bike every day. And then I do like, you know, I'll just do like back and buys, and then I'll do tries and chest, and I'll just do like legs one day, and then I'll have a day where I'll do like 3 or 4 miles on the bike and do cardio, and then like I just kind of mix it up. I did football for so long that I know like workout regimens like very well now, so I don't really have to like try too hard to know what I'm doing in the gym. It's just like I've done it for so long that it's like second nature to me.
Fair enough. Do you miss football?
Yeah. Sometimes, but then, you know, no, I don't miss it at all. To be real.
Why is that?
Because like I just like, man, like I played and I had my moment, bro. Like I was really good in high school. I played college football, and like I just like didn't like who I was, man. Like I just fucking felt like I was living for other people. Like football wasn't my like passion. It was just what made my parents happy, you know. And I was like, yo, dude, like fuck yeah, I'll go. And, you know, I was like, hell yeah, I'm fucking playing football, dude. You know what I mean? And I was always just, like I said, dude, like I was always bottling up this anger.
Yeah.
And I hated myself. So like, I like that just like, you know, imagery and like imposed on that same mindset where I felt bad what I was doing, and I felt bad about myself. And I was like, bro, fuck this shit, dude. Like, I'm just done.
So, okay. Can I ask you, if you weren't doing music then, like what would you next passion be?
Nah, music is it, bro.
Just music, eh?
Yeah, bro. I love music so much, dude.
That's true. I feel like you do have a knack for content creation, though. Which,
you know, yeah. I mean, if I fucking wasn't doing music, like I feel like I would probably find some other niche. But at this time, I just don't know what it is, because I'm just so passionate about like what I'm doing right now.
Man, that's how I feel with this whole like reaction review kind of content. Like, I came from like the marketing world, and I'm like, I can't picture myself going back to that. Like I'm so invested.
It's the same thing with football, bro. It's literally the same thing. I was like, bro, because like I'm only 25, so physically I could go and work out and like get real like fucking fit again, and then go fucking do a semi-pro, or like, you know, because like not to sound cocky, 100% would have been at least bare minimum on a practice squad in the NFL right now if I was like still doing it. But like, because I was just naturally gifted at football. Like I was just I mean, that's one thing that I feel confident about. I was very good at that sport.
Yeah.
And I just like, I don't know, man. Like I just was like, man, I'm good at it, but it still wasn't fulfilling me, dude. Like it wasn't doing it for me.
Fair enough. Dude, like you're still outside. I feel like I'm taking up some of your time, man. So like, let's just move on to the next segment, which is just the Patreon question. So if you want to ask a question to the next Patreon guest, go to metalbirb.com, not metalbirb.com, patreon.com/metalbirb. But Daniel Spencer, he's got a question for you. He says, what's your thoughts on the current state of tour lineups with lots of diversity / multiple genres on the same bill?
Dude, I'm all for that, dude. We need more of that. We need more bands going out with other genres of music, bro, because that is how other genres are going to get cross-contamination of fans. Like, we need all of these people who are into, like, trap and, you know, pop punk and whatever the fuck. Like, even if it's, like, dark alternative music, man. Like, if, like, if those fans like edgier type of music, bro, there is so much like there's more susceptible to like heavier genres of music, and those bands 100% need to be incorporated into those tour lineups and stuff. And I'm stoked about that shit, bro. I think that shit needs to happen more often, to be honest. We need to stop doing these fucking death metal tours where every band has blast beats for fucking 5.5 hours. Those are cool. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm not shitting on those bands or anything, but like getting some diversity in those lineups, bro, it helps people go into shows too, I promise.
Dude, like, well, you were just talking about Bring the Horizon, but case in point, their tours are weird too. They got like Star-Lord and
A Day to Remember, Poor Stacy, and Static Dress on their European run, bro.
What? Really? They got Static
crazy,
Dress
dude.
too? Damn.
Yeah.
Those guys are sick. But yeah,
crazy, dude.
I think, like just going on hand with that point, like elitism is like what's killing the genre. And I think everyone kind of knows that, but people don't talk about it enough. But like, yeah, the gatekeeping, just like not advancing the genre. Deathcore can't include cleans. Like, why is this band touring with this band? Like, it's all that stupid bullshit nonsense that actually kills the genre, makes it stay not relevant.
Trust me, it pisses me off, dude. I've had these conversations so many times with my friends, dude.
No, it pisses me off too. So I'm glad, same boat. Of course you'd be on the same boat. It's just little turds behind in their basement dwellers.
Those little fucking Cheeto fingered fucking keyboard freaks, dude.
Exactly. All right. Look, man, I really don't want to take too much of your time up, so let's just move on to the last segment, which is just like fun questions, simple ones. Who knows? Maybe they're not simple to you, but what are your top 3 favorite bands?
Fuck me, dude.
See?
The 1975 is always my number one.
Really?
Yeah. I'm really into Sleep Token right now. They're gas, dude.
Yeah.
And probably... Dude, honestly, probably fucking 1056. Their new fucking EP was crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to that a lot. And honestly, Spite, if I can just throw another one in there.
Those are all solid. 1975, I need to delve more into their music. The songs I've heard have been cool.
They're Brit pop, dude. It's pretty far out from all of the other genres that I listen to for sure. But they're sick.
No, I totally can get behind that. Like even like, and also like Sleep Token. Sleep Token's fucking blowing up. Actually,
dude, crazy.
What do you think of their release schedule? Because apparently it's like 2 singles every 2 weeks.
I think it's fucking awesome, dude. I love whenever bands do weird shit like that, dude. Because we were like weird for releasing a single a month when we were first starting out. People were like, why are this band releasing fucking songs so much? And then all these bands are like, oh yeah, we'll leave. Like now Sleep Token's like, oh yeah, 2 in a week. And I'm like, fuck.
Man, and it's working too, and also like
it's working. That's what I'm saying. People just have attention span of ants, bro. You got to keep giving them content, dude.
It's getting worse, and like that's like you said, like you didn't want to go on TikTok earlier, and like I didn't want to go on TikTok because like there's data that shows like it's ruining people's attention spans and stuff. But like I don't know I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Fuck it, dude.
So yeah, like but Sleep Token's blowing up on TikTok. The amount of like chicks that are just like dry humping the air to the summoning funk section.
It's fucked, bro. It's fucked.
Yeah, but
it's the same chicks who are fucking like simping over Noah from Bad Omens.
Yeah.
It's just like sex core,
dude. Okay, so that's what I was going to say. I'm like, man, this is what the genre has been missing, and like this.
Yeah, it's sex, dude.
Yeah,
like, it sells, dude.
But also, like, honestly, judging by my Sleep Token videos, the amount of girls that are commenting on the videos is just like completely different than the majority of the metal bands I feature. And I'm like, this is what the scene's kind of been missing. So. Man, Left to Suffer or Phone Booth, if you guys drop like a sexy song, I won't be mad.
Dude, we have one, dude. Yeah. It's coming after the album, I promise.
Hell yeah. Okay.
I'll flip it to you on the side. I want to get your opinion.
I should make a video for it though, shouldn't I?
Nah, probably not. You can just listen to it. We'll have more. Don't worry.
Okay. All right.
I'll show you the first demo because it'll be different when it comes out.
Okay. I like that idea. All right, next one is top 3 favorite movies.
Step Brothers.
Nice.
Snakes on a Plane. And damn it.
You really like snakes, eh?
Dude, I love snakes, dude. How could you tell, dude? That's crazy.
Yeah. All your EPs just have snakes on them.
Dude, the last one? Fuck it. I'm just going to say Napoleon Dynamite, dude. Let's just run that.
Yeah, well, that's cool. Those are all like good comedies. Well, Snakes on a Plane, I've actually never seen that movie.
It's like a comedy, but it's serious, but it's funny.
Yeah. That's cool. Like, I like Step Brothers too. Napoleon Dynamite. I feel like a lot of people don't talk about that movie anymore, but that movie's gold.
Hidden gem, dude.
Is it a hidden gem? I feel like it's pretty.
I think it's hidden because people don't want to talk about it, dude.
Yeah.
People don't want to embrace how much of a masterpiece that shit was, dude.
And it went under so many people's radar originally when it first came out too. Like, it was
saying, dude, that Nacho Libre, both of those.
Yeah.
Dude, so good.
It was like a Nickelodeon movie at first, I think, right? And that's why it was like scrutized, but it actually ended up being like really good.
Everyone fucking hated it for no reason because it was dorky, but I thought it was fucking awesome, dude.
All right, top 3 favorite foods.
Chicken Alfredo, tacos, and Chipotle, dude. Let's go.
Got that nailed down pat. What kind of tacos?
Yeah, bro. Dude, birria tacos, dude.
Birria? What the hell is birria?
Dude, you don't know what a beer... Dude, you need to go eat a birria taco if you don't know what that is. It's BIRRIA.
Oh, man.
It's like... And then they take the oil and the shit that you cook the steak in, and you dip the taco in that motherfucker, dude. It's great.
Oh, man.
It's like the French dip of taco.
Man, like, I'm actually Mexican, so shame on me for not knowing this.
Yeah, bro. What the fuck?
Well, I'm Canadian as fuck, in case you couldn't tell, but like my mom is Mexican, so I go to Mexico. Like,
I love it, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, people from Canada are way fucking cooler than the States, dude.
Really? I feel like we're kind of lame, man.
I've met so many cool people that are just from Canada, and I'm like, why the fuck can't I hang out with you? Because you're a whole border away from me.
Man, you guys got to come over here. The Toronto show especially would be wild because there's so many metal people here, like Nick Nocturnal. Do you know Bogdan Hardcore? Orion Reacts.
That name sounds familiar, yeah.
Orion Reacts. Like, I also just like this girl, girl reactor followed me on Instagram. She's from Toronto too. I'm like, Jesus Christ, there's another Toronto reactor.
Everyone. All the reactors are from Toronto.
It's fucking wild, man. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's crazy though. All y'all just like fucking talking about music on the internet, dude.
Yeah. And then we all go to shows together. So yeah, Left to Suffer.
And Drake's from there, dude. Watch out.
Oh, Drake? Oh yeah.
He said, "Oh yeah." No, Drake. Shut up, Aubrey.
No, Weeknd is better, and he's from Toronto too.
Oh, is he? Okay,
Yeah.
actually, that's way better. I love the Weeknd, dude.
Yeah, man, Weeknd's so good. Okay, look. Is there anything that you want to plug before we close out this podcast?
Yeah, check out METALBIRB on fucking YouTube, dude. This guy's super handsome. He has beautiful hair. That's my plug, dude.
Dude, you got the fucking style too, man. Actually, that's something I never commented. You have sick style that actually makes you stand out too. That's so important.
I just fucking like dressing myself, dude. Some days I fucking dress like a bum. Some days I, got a little swag on me, It's Atlanta, bro. Atlanta, there's just a culture around here, dude. And like I try to I take a little bit of influence from that. I like dress a lot in like Migos clothing line. That's literally what I wear. It's like called Boohoo.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, for me, people say I look like a homeless dude because of this long hair, but I don't care.
No, you're handsome.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome.
But yeah, so Taylor Barber, he's fucking busy with Left to Suffer. Check out his music. The Big Six, obviously things are happening with that too. There's also Phone Booth. Check out his TikTok, his Instagram. The dude is everywhere. He's been so busy. And again, man, thank you for taking the time out of your day to hang out with me and chat about all this stuff.
Dude, thank you for having me, bro. Pleasure's all mine, man.
I really appreciate it. But man, you take care of yourself, right?
You too, brother.
All right, peace.